Fabio Quartararo's frustrations reached boiling point once again in Hungary, after another weekend in which Yamaha looked short of answers and even shorter on progress. The 2021 world champion, starting from a respectable 6th on the grid, slid backwards almost immediately, eventually coming home a lonely 10th over 15 seconds adrift of the race winner. For Quartararo, the race was less about strategy or rider error and more about the ongoing technical drought inside Yamaha's garage. His words after the checkered flag painted a picture of desperation and discontent within the factory team. Every day I spend here, I ask myself why we don't have anything new. Why don't we have ideas? That is the most important thing, the Frenchman admitted, visibly irritated in front of the media at Balaton Park. Since the Sepang pre-season test, Yamaha have persisted with the same chassis and swing arm configuration, leaving Quartararo to wrestle with a bike that simply does not allow him to showcase his raw speed. His Hungarian GP told the whole story, losing 3 places on the opening lap, sliding to P12, and then spending over half the race locked in 10th place, unable to attack, unable to defend. The biggest sting came from his comparison with rivals. Ducati, Aprilia and KTM locked out the podium in Hungary, and even Honda, deep in its own crisis, appeared to show more bite than Yamaha on Sunday. Quartararo's voice was filled with resignation. On the podium we had Ducati, Aprilia, KTM. You can see clearly who is last. I was behind Bagnaia, I could catch him on the brakes, but I lost everything in every corner exit. It's impossible to fight like this. Quartararo has been blunt about where the M1 falls short. Rear grip and acceleration. Against the powerful Ducatis and KTM's surging package, Yamaha's inline 4 is bleeding time on every straight and every corner exit. No amount of Quartararo's aggressive braking or corner entry brilliance can compensate. His comments also touched on something deeper, an identity crisis inside Yamaha. While Ducati evolve almost race by race with constant upgrades, Yamaha's development pipeline has dried up. Quartararo even warned that morale inside the garage is fading, with engineers and staff struggling to project any sense of progress. I don't see the same dynamic anymore. We are not moving forward. I know exactly where we are losing time, but I cannot do anything about it. That's the hardest thing, not getting answers. One glimmer of hope for Yamaha is the highly anticipated switch to a V4 engine platform, potentially for 2026. But for a rider like Quartararo, who is in the prime of his career, waiting 2 more seasons without progress feels like a wasted opportunity. I hope they focus only on one thing, the V4. If they try to do 2 things at the same time, they will do both wrong. Right now, there is nothing new in front of us. His remarks underline how critical Yamaha's long-term direction has become, but equally highlight the lack of any short-term fixes. The 2025 season already looks destined to be another exercise in damage limitation. Away from Quartararo's despair, one of the major stories this weekend was Yamaha's decision to retain Jack Miller in its extended satellite project, ensuring the Australian will remain in blue for 2026. The move is significant because Miller brings valuable V4 experience from his time with Ducati and KTM expertise Yamaha desperately needs if their engine transition is to be successful. Quartararo himself endorsed the signing. It's really good to keep Jack. He has so much experience with V4S, I've never ridden one. Alex Rins had a short spell with Honda before injury, but Jack's knowledge could be key for us. Quartararo's latest outburst is not just a rider venting after a tough weekend. It represents a broader crisis at Yamaha, one of leadership, technical direction, and rider trust. While rivals innovate relentlessly, Yamaha seem paralyzed by indecision. The bigger threat for Yamaha may not just be their lack of results this year, but the risk of alienating their biggest asset, Quartararo himself. His body language and words suggest a rider running out of patience. If the M1 remains this uncompetitive, questions about his long-term future despite his contract will only grow louder. As MotoGP moves into the decisive phase of the season, all eyes will be on how Yamaha respond. Do they take bold steps towards innovation, or do they remain stuck in neutral? One thing is certain, Fabio Quartararo won't stop asking the difficult questions, and the tension inside Yamaha's garage is reaching breaking point. The timing of Quartararo's fury is also crucial. With the championship entering its second half, factory teams are already shifting resources towards 2025 and beyond. Ducati continue to refine their package almost weekly. Aprilia are aggressively trialling updates, and KTM's development curve has been remarkable. By contrast, Yamaha appear locked in a holding pattern, reluctant to risk radical experimentation. For a rider who thrives on momentum, that stagnation is particularly suffocating.